sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
You know nothing of suffering. This is my home, my village. Turn back, Spirit Guide.
There's something about playing a fantasy action adventure game that really takes me back. How's it going? Kuma here. Back with another Sesh. If you didn't read the title, I'm going to be talking about Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now, I'll be honest, when this game was announced, I didn't really care for it. I saw the art style and the combat, and I thought, okay, Disney is making a Dark Souls game. Haha, funny. And I moved on. I was like, okay, next. And then I saw Sifu, and I was like, Slow Clap is back at it again. I need this. Take my money. And I'm upset that it got pushed back. And off topic, subject aside, I just kind of wanted to give my mindset at the time where like I didn't really care for it. For this game. But I bought it last minute because I wanted to show some support. This is a first time developer and or dev team, and I'll tell you right now, I don't regret it at all. I had a really good time with this game to the point where I was sitting there playing the game telling myself I need to stop, I need to record the voiceover, and I need to get this video out there, and I did not want to stop playing. It's not perfect, but I would, definitely say I had a good time with it, and they did a pretty good job on the first try. And if you asked me if I recommended this, if I would recommend this, yeah, definitely. If you're looking into trying this game, I would say definitely worth it, price point wise, and just I'm pretty sure you'll have a good time. $40 versus $60-$70 right now. Yeah, that's a good price point. And I'm not saying just because they're a first time studio you should definitely buy it, because I know the dangers of that. I fucking paid for Arcade-ageddon, and I don't even play that anymore. Like I don't enjoy it. But I guess I lucked out giving these guys a try, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. What I played, at least. I only played about 4 hours. And yeah, I just want to take this time to kind of make this video, talk about things I enjoyed, things I disliked. The stuff I enjoyed really outweigh the dislikes, or I can really turn a blind eye to the stuff that I disliked. But yeah, I guess I'll get started with the most obvious thing, the thing that you're looking at the whole time, which is the visuals. The art style is nice. Yeah, Disney joke aside, Disney comparison aside, it's really nice. It flows really well. The animations are really good. I really did just find myself going like, wow, that looks great. Holy crap. Sometimes you'll see a game that looks nice or whatever, and then there'll be like some animation or clipping that looks funky, and you're just like, that's kind of gross. But so far in this game, there's nothing like that. From what I played and what I was, experiencing myself. The world and everything seems to match up with what their vibe is. Nothing seems out of place. All the enemies have this roots or tree bark looking aesthetic going on, and it carries that over the whole time. And you have your little baby Yoda minion equivalent with the rot. There's definitely something like you would see being sold as plushies and stuff. And I know what you might be saying. Alright, we get it, the visuals are nice, but what about the audio, bro? What about those fucking soundtracks? Come on. and I'll tell you right now, it's pretty good. It's not Doom or Guilty Gear, you know, like obviously, right? But it's really nice. I really did enjoy it, and I will purchase the soundtrack at a later date. Yeah, I really did enjoy the soundtrack. One of my favorite tracks of it is the forest or the wood area. It's it's really like got this sense of wonder into it, right? And then it's got this flute that kicks in every now and then, and oh my god, it's just so good. I love that track. Um, and you know, other things that are easy on the ears are the voice acting. They're surprisingly, you know, not bad. Not that like I expected it to be bad or anything, but I kind of looked into it, and a lot of the voice actors in this are first-time voice actors. This is their first, you know, ever credit to anything, and I think that's pretty cool. I think they did really good job. They did a really good job on voice acting. And there are a couple of you know, faces here and there that have been in other stuff. Like the one of the guys did the voice acting for Sullivan Noth in the Outlast 2, and there was somebody that did like a background character or something in Winx Club, and then another guy that did some Fire Emblem Warriors stuff. I didn't do that much research, but I did look it up, and I saw some of their work on there. But there are some other people on here that have done some other stuff, but the majority of the voice actors have only this to their name. So yeah, I mean, I should give credit where it's due, and you know, nobody was annoying, and nobody sounded like they shouldn't sound like that. So you know, good job. And that's kind of really, you know, most of my thoughts on you know, the visual audio side of the game. So I guess we should get to what's important, right? The gameplay. I mean, it's a video game after all, and yeah, I mean, it's an action adventure game, so there's a little bit of platforming, but the main course here is the combat, right? That's what your main gameplay loop is gonna be, is combat. And well, the combat is surprisingly good. It sounds like I really expected it to be bad, but no, like, I mean, it's good for what it is. It's very simple, but you have some stuff to mess around with. So when you first start out the game, you will only have like a little flurry combo with your light attacks. You'll have a heavy attack that you know, is just a heavy attack, and you can hold it down to charge it, and you'll do more damage. You can implement the heavy attack at any point within the flurry, but it won't really change anything other than, like, you know, the damage. The animation doesn't really change. You have a shield that's tied to a meter. So once that meter breaks or runs out, you break your shield. If you shield at the right time, you'll get a parry, and then you can upgrade the parry to get a counter attack afterwards. You have a dodge, and you have aerial attacks. It's not really anything special. It's just kind of like swiping the air while you're jumping. So I guess if you're trying to dodge something and you're trying to hit somebody while you dodge it, you can just kind of clip them. And that's kind of it when you're starting. Little into the game, you get a stun attack, or like a stun bar. I don't know. You basically lock on to a target or whatever. You aim at a target or at an enemy, and then you press square, and your little rot buddies jump out and stun the enemy, and they just kind of keep them in place for a little bit. But it's not like, oh, you get to wail on them until the thing stops. If you take too long to hit them or something, or take too long to charge an attack, they will start swatting away the rot, and if you're in the wrong place, you're gonna get hit. So you know, there's a little bit of like thinking to that. You have later on you get a bow and arrow, and with that bow, you can, aim for specific weak points on some of the enemies, and so you can juggle that around. You have to go in and out of like melee and long range, and then you have some sort of variations on attacks. So you have a dash attack, you have a dash light and a dash heavy. You have a hammer attack that you can get later, which is you just holding down the heavy attack, and then you press square, and you'll transform the staff into a hammer, and then you'll do an overhead attack. And yeah, I mean that's kind of it for combat. Like it's very simple, but like you kind of have to think about it, because once you get to like the different enemy types, you kind of have to think about how you want to engage with them. You also have sort of an ultimate attack thing. It's you get these tiers, and you send your little rods into it, and out comes this like snake thing, like water snake looking thing, and it just does like more damage to enemies, and you can use it to clear out some of the poison and some of the some of the poison in the area, so you can have more breathing room to like retreat, or just kind of create space. And yeah, I mean that's kind of the extent of the combat from what I've played so far. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more stuff later on in the game, but I mean I only played like 4 hours. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the combat by itself. Then like again you get into the enemies, and I mean the variety is pretty all right. So you have like these little weak enemies that kind of hit you in intervals, and they're just kind of there to build meter and stuff. But if you're not careful around them, you will get clipped by them. Then you have the more aggressive ones that will chase you down and try and hit you. You have the defensive ones that just have a shield, and once you break that shield, they become more like the fodder type, the whatever enemies. You have the projectile long range ones, and they throw bombs. So yeah, so you have to watch out between like trying to take down the people on the ground, and then later on once the projectile ones start coming out, like you have to like I gotta not be within this amount of radius or whatever from what's about to hit the floor. And you have your bosses, right, or sub bosses, I guess. And so far each one has been different, which I'm really glad that they didn't just choose to reskin a bunch of them or whatever. So each one has been different. You fight them differently, and it's just awesome. I really do dig that you don't just fight everything the same. You can fight everything the same, right, but each one has its own thing that it does, so it might not work out all the time, and you may have to switch up your tactics, which is that's fun. That's great. I really do enjoy that. One of the bosses that stood out to me, two of the bosses that stood out to me were the Kappa boss and the I don't remember what it was called, but I'm just gonna call him the shield boss. It's kind of a shield boss. He did throw his shield around and stuff, but yeah, those two bosses stood out to me because those were the ones that I had like difficulty with, at least for a little bit. The music in one of the boss fights, it did change a little bit. I don't know if I just got lucky and I was able to sync it up on accident, or it was supposed to be synced up, which I'm hoping is, I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. So yeah, like the boss would show up, or the boss fight starts, and it's like the music is kind of intense, it's kind of, or like it's building or whatever, and then he kind of burrows on the ground and disappears, and then the music kind of dies down. And it's still kind of tense, the drums or whatever are going, but like the music, the all the other instruments kind of die down, and then he comes back up, and music starts again. And then there's another part where he retreats and he goes into this like overhang cliff thing, and he starts throwing projectiles, and the music is crescendoing, and it starts syncing up to the projectiles landing. And I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. I like any game where the music is actually like affected by how you're playing or by what's going on in the game. I think that's really sick. I was actually expecting this game to be a little bit of a linear type game, at least from what I was seeing in the beginning. Like the first 10-15 minutes or so are just, you're kind of just walking down this path. There are a little bit of nooks and crannies and stuff that you can go down and find items or currency or whatever, and then you kind of just continue on. And I was kind of thinking this is going to be like just a linear style game with like maybe a little open-ended areas, right? And and no, it opens up as soon as like you reach the title card. Once you get to the hub world, you get you actually see the extent of the map, and you're able to it's linear to where like there are no side missions really. There are side things you can do, or like optional things you can do, but there is no side mission. There is no like NPC telling you to do something for them or anything. It's all one big main mission, right? But you're able to tackle it whenever you want. And if you just want to go around and open more areas of the map and collect stuff and whatever, you can do that. And if you don't, and you just want to go through the game, you can do that too. There's nothing stopping you from doing either or, other than like some of the areas are blocked off until you get like specific items. But I mean, still a good part of the map is open to you, like once you get started. Once you're into the first hub world, like or get your first mask and everything. And as far as things that I enjoyed and things I kind of gushed over a little bit go, yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, the game's good and all, but I'll say it again, it's not perfect. There's some stuff I'm having some issues with. They're really nitpicky personal things, I think. Maybe one or two of them are like more like objectified, but the majority of it is just like personal, like I don't like this and I wish this was different. But the enemies, going back to combat, the enemies have like weird vulnerable states. So when you stun an enemy with your rot, sometimes you will be able to get in a charged heavy attack, and like no matter what, it's gonna stagger them and push them back, right? But other times it doesn't do that, and you're just they just eat it and they hit you anyway. I don't know, I think that's kind of weird. I don't know if that was meant to be there so that you don't abuse the system or something, but regardless, I don't like it, and I'm not sure if again that's the game or not, but I don't like it. The lock-on distance, we're gonna stay in combat for a little bit. The lock-on distance is a little on the short side, I think, so you can't really go full screen or like to one edge of the arena and still be locked on, which is kind of weird considering if it's like a boss or something. But yeah, no, the lock-on distance is kind of short for my liking. I can't really run away and like keep them locked on so I can see where they're at or what they're gonna do. Then also the other thing about locking on is it's fine until you start aiming with your bow, and then it's like, I understand, I get it, because like it's like you're taking a free camera, right? At that point you're taking control of the camera. But I don't know, it bothers me a lot, because I mean, once you're done taking your shot or whatever, they'll run away, or they'll start moving around and stuff, and you're trying to lock on and you can't lock on because you can't center them on the camera. You have to be looking at them dead on, if not you don't get the lock on. So that's something I also don't like. And that's kind of it for the combat. I don't think there was anything here on my notes that I also didn't like. And then, well, there's a little bit of I guess I don't want to say performance issues, but there's some stuff. I'll say performance issues for now, but I don't think that's what it is. So the cutscenes run a little choppy for me. I don't know if that's just me, or just because the cutscenes, actual cutscenes, are at 30 frames. They're locked at 30, and the in-game stuff is at 60. I really don't know. It's more, again, this is more of a personal thing, but I don't like that the cutscenes are stuttery or just choppy when you're switching from in-game to I guess pre-rendered or whatever it is. The environment will clip you sometimes. There's some collision issues, which is where this game shows it's non-polished, right? Or the fact that it's not a AAA game. But yeah, you'll be running and you kind of do a little stumble, or there's a little bit of a stutter in your gait, and then or your stride, right? And you just stop sprinting entirely, and then you have to restart your sprint from scratch. And it's that's whatever. I mean, it takes a fucking second to start sprinting again, but man, I don't want to be running through the game and then oh, okay, I have to start sprinting again because I clipped something. You do get stuck in stuff a lot, or invisible walls or whatever. They're kind of not, what's the word, implemented all that well. Cause you'll think sometimes, oh, okay, I can go here or whatever, or I can jump on this, and then invisible wall, or item, or just this foliage or something just blocks you from going somewhere. I don't know. I just don't really agree with their decisions to make some things collide with you when just other things not. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Again, it's a personal thing. The puzzles and platforming are pretty simple. That's not a bad thing, right? I don't think those were supposed to be the focal points. I think they really did want to focus on the combat, but they did add that stuff just to kind of, have some downtime. But yeah, the platforming, it just kind of boils down to jump here, climb this, maybe use a double jump here, maybe teleport with your bow. You shoot it and then you kind of devil arm your way over there, and then you have a slide, right? And those kind of just boil down to, okay, now jump off, or or just what's it called, just abuse it and jump and aim your bow, and then just use the bullet time to carry you to somewhere that you're not even supposed to reach, with a normal jump. It's stuff like that. And the puzzles are just, again, they just boil down to grab this rock, put it here, now use your shield thingy, your bioluminescence to light up the boulder, or light up the crystals and stuff. Or move this object here and climb on it, and then reach an area that you couldn't reach before. Stuff like that. The puzzles aren't that, crazy. which is fine. Again, like it's more of a personal thing. But yeah, it's like, you know, I think the focus was combat, and yeah, I mean that's kind of my thoughts on this game. I hope that, you know, Ember learns from this game. Again, this wasn't a bad game, but I hope they take stuff that they have learned from making this game and improve on that. I'm sure that, you know, if they do that, their next game will be like, you know, just great. Their next game I probably won't have any issues with, maybe. And I'm sure they'll become a household name, you know, up there with, like, I mean, I don't think you could say Naughty Dog is really a household name anymore, but yeah, you know, Bethesda, stuff like that. People like, or devs like that, like, it'll be up there, and people will, you know, be looking forward to their games, if, you know, they learn from this and they improve what they need to improve. If, you know, maybe my shit was just nitpicks, but yeah, I think they did really good. I give this game, right, as of now, as of where I am right now, I just want to finish this video so I can go back to playing it, honestly. But as of right now, I give this like an 8. That may change once I actually finish the game, but you know, as far as I've played, I enjoyed my time with it. I'm giving it an 8. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of it for this Sesh. I know that these videos have just boiled down to me giving, you know, first impressions or whatever of just, you know, games so far. I want to kind of open that up to other stuff, just, you know, for like, just to be more open creatively, like, just so I can do something that isn't like a let's play or something. That way I can just, you know, get something out there that I enjoy doing. I just don't really have the time for it, or I just don't I don't make the time for it. But yeah, I do want to do more of these style videos, maybe do some on like games that I have in my backlog that I haven't played yet. So yeah, don't be surprised if I talk about like some old ass game that I've never played before and you're just like, what the fuck, why are you talking about this like now? You know, I don't want to keep this as just like new games or like even just games in general, maybe movies or something, or anime or shows. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how I can you know, grow this as a you know, series or whatever. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment what you want to see next. We'll get to it eventually. And if you like us, you like what we do, subscribe. We've got a bunch of other stuff coming out soon. We hope you guys, you know, look forward to that. Check out the link tree down below. It's got all our socials, and it's got the Bummer Trash Spotify, you know, and SoundCloud. So you should definitely check those out if you like our outros. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.